Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash of Clans. Finally, I am back with a COC video for you guys, and I have a really cool first-time guest on the channel. It is none other than, let me pull him up on the leaderboard as I mentioned him. It is none other than Erick. Erick, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, and you have been all over the leaderboard. You can see right now you're #1 in the US by about 30 cups over here, and in global, you've been, have you hit #1 before?
I've hit #2 is my best at the moment. I will eventually hit #1. I'm not giving up.
I have faith in you, man. You're definitely, you have a long gaming history, although your poor Clash of Clans account here is only level 71. So obviously you got back into the game. We're going to talk about your base. We're going to talk about everything like that. But for now, let's look at your regular day base here, Town Hall 8. So I imagine you got back into the game after the builder base appeared?
Yeah, that's, it caught my eye because of the one-on-one instead of the rating, so I got back into it and I loved it right away.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about your history. I know you have quite an extensive history in esports and competitive gaming in general.
Yeah, so when I moved to the United States from Venezuela, I got into gaming as it was a lot easier here. I got into Call of Duty first. I made it professional in there. And I loved it. I played it for about 4 or 5 years until I had to go to college, dropped the esports because of how time consuming it was. And then as I got a girlfriend, she was very big into Clash of Clans, and she actually had to convince me for days and days that I would like this. And I finally downloaded it, and that's how you see my poor Town Hall 8
I know, look at your new balls, man.
And
upgrade those walls.
The funny story is that I was very into it. I was extremely into Clash of Clans, and right where the base is right now is where I stopped because of the Clash Royale release. So I was I was huge into this. I had gems, I had everything. I was ready to keep upgrading, and then my girlfriend tells me, look, they put out another game.
And then you swapped over, yeah. So I hope it doesn't happen again, man, with Brawl Stars. I hope you stick to Clash of Clans now because, I think everybody's noticed. I've actually had a lot of requests to get you on because everybody's noticed, who is this Erick dude, level 71 at the top of the leaderboards all the time? So in today's video, I really want to talk about the attack strategy that you like. It's a little bit unique and unorthodox, especially that high up on the ladder. And I also want to talk about defense and how you deal with the current meta and what it's like trophy pushing. So we have a lot to get to, so let's kind of hop right into it. And right now, we just happen to be looking at your builder base. So tell us a little bit about your defensive design and why you like it so much. And I guess start with the traps, or at least cover the traps, because I noticed they're really interesting on your base.
Yeah, okay. So as far as the base, right now at the top, people kind of, you play a base, you kind of want to adapt to it, or you want to kind of take parts of it. And at the top, a lot of air was used. So I didn't want to put all my air units at the same place. So that's why you see an archer tower is never touching the other air units for defense, because if they bundle up something, they can take out all your air, or even with the hero or something, and then you're very vulnerable. So I did a kind of split on everything, which is not that usual because a lot of people have firecrackers and archers together and stuff like that. But I at least like to keep one building in between that, and then the crusher in the middle, because people still use ground units. So you want to keep that in the middle and make it as hard as possible for people to get to. When it came to the traps, I have a very unorthodox, as you said. It's not what you see every day.
No, so, I like it, man.
I didn't want to use the same traps as everyone else because people start getting used to it. They remember, and then they're very not effective at all. So I went at the corner of the map where people usually tend to put their ground units to get to the town hall quickest. I said, let me bait that out with that. I'll put my town hall to the edge, even though it's more accessible and all that, but I'm going to make them at least use 6 or 7 troops that they're going to lose right away. So as you can see on the first trap, the one most to the left, I put it so that the push trap lands directly on the bomb.
Yeah.
Not on the what most people would think is, let me push the push trap into the spring so that they lose the troops. No, what I did is put it on the bomb so that I still have my spring trap for other troops, is what I thought. So you get basically a 2-in-1.
I like that. I like that, because oftentimes when you see people using the push into the spring, you're right. I mean, it's very effective, but, you know, once you get rid of it, it's done, you know?
Exactly. So people, for example, they'll put 2 or 3 barbs into my push trap, dies to the bomb, and then they think, okay, we're clear. It's done. Yep. And they put another 3 or 4, and they go right into the spring trap, and they lose 7 instead of losing 3.
I like that. I like that. So would you recommend, obviously not everybody out there is BH5, would you recommend this type of strategy in terms of how you're using your traps for basically any builder hall level, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it's even harder to get people to fall into the traps in builder hall 5 because they're more experienced usually. So I would actually recommend it as soon as you can. Put them to the point where you get the maximum, not where you are like, I know it's more convenient to put it at one to the other to make sure that they fall into it, but if you set it up correctly, they will fall into it. And another big thing on the traps, you only know where to put them through experience. So when you lose or when they get a high percentage, watch the replay and see where you can maneuver your traps so that you can put them in the places where people are constantly attacking, which is what I did.
Yeah, definitely great advice there. Watch your replays and move your traps accordingly. What about any an upgrade order? Like, what do you think the most important defenses to upgrade are, really at any builder hall level?
So for now, what I've noticed is the game, because of the way, I don't know, it's because there's fewer air defenses or the ground defenses are that much more powerful, people tend to go to air units, which is why I always say upgrade air and then ground, because a crusher on the ground or the double cannon is still very effective at a low level. Sure, it might take the 3rd hit instead of the 2nd, but if your firecrackers or your air bomb is low, it can be taken out by a single baby dragon. So it's very important to anything that hits air, especially because people are using a lot of minions and dragons and stuff. You want to be able to defend it or you're going to get tripled a lot.
Yeah, and speaking of triple, too, we just watched your base defend on that last replay, so good job there. And you can see how you kind of baited him to come in towards the builder hall area, and then you were able to kind of mitigate or basically fortify that area and then mitigate the overall percentage gain. What percentage of hits, talk to us a little bit about ladder before we move into your offensive strategy. You know, are you playing, what do you think about playing for the 3-star versus playing for a high percentage 2-star, being a little bit more careful, and how does your army play into your philosophy?
Okay, so when you're moving up the leaderboard, you can be a little bit more aggressive because of the trophy count. You don't lose as much, and also other people play more aggressive, so you kind of need a higher percentage. You're usually comfortable at 75 overall. 75 is like you'll win 80% of the time around that.
Okay.
So you're not going to be sad if you get a 75. Obviously, you're not going to be ecstatic. But when you're up top on the leaderboard, people start playing more cautiously, which ultimately can lead to mistakes because, I mean, you want to tank, but you don't want to waste a tank, but you don't want to put too many troops, and then you're ending up with an army of like 2 baby dragons left with a minion, and you really have nothing to do, so you kind of wasted that. So you don't want to get too cautious because then you have like an uneven army left. But what I like to do is I like to attack kind of the town hall area and keep an even amount of troops. If I see that the base is not something that I could overwhelm, they have it very spread out. And then I like to pick off the corners and the low HP buildings. So
I mean, it's kind of a surgical nature, your attack, at least to start out with.
Yeah, at the high leaderboards, I do it like that because I could lose 50 trophies per attack. So I know my base, because of how much I've watched the replays, I've set up the trap, could usually hold people to less than 65. So I really just want to make sure I get over that bump. Okay.
Okay, so in your army, you're an air guy, even though you said the defensive meta is anti-air. So I'm actually paused right before your first replay here. And first of all, tell us about your army, and then tell us about this base specifically and how you're, during your scouting period, are you taking the whole minute? Are you planning out every little piece of the attack, or just walk us through the attack process?
Okay, so first of all, the army I used is really the meta. It was the meta, but people are no longer using it that much because people are building bases to defend it. I'm of the few people that say if you play it right, it could beat any base. So you want to construct it with 6 baby dragons and 16 minions. This is assuming you have all 4 army camps and you have them fully upgraded as I do.
Just to stop you there real quick, is there a Builder Hall 4 version of this army? Like, would you just keep the same ratio pretty much?
Yeah, you want to keep more minions than baby dragons always for this meta attack. And I don't recommend using the baby dragons unless they are at least level 6.
Okay, cool. That's good advice.
Before level 6, they're really vulnerable even to an archer tower. So
okay, so we know your army now. Walk us through the attack. How you plan this one out?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not going
to press play yet. I'm just scout it out with us. Yeah.
So the most deadly thing to any air attack is the air bomb that you see behind the town hall. So you want to kind of attack away, but you also want to use your hero to the best possible. Like, he's a tank, but you don't want him to die because he's also very strong. So you don't want to place him into any double cannons.
Okay.
So what I do is I think, okay, double cannon on the right, single cannon on the left, and there's also an archer tower on the left, which if he has, because you could set it at fast or you could set it at long. Usually people that play it so far back set it at long. So I'm thinking I could tank that as well with this hero.
Okay.
And then what you want to do is you want to get a good spread. You're going to spread out your minions far back behind because their first ability is long shot. So you get extra hits from further range. So you want to spread them out back as far as possible. And they're going to move up to the range of their ability without losing any ability time. So you don't want to set them closer thinking that's their range, because you don't lose anything by setting it further back. And then you want to, once their ability is ending, you want to kind of put the baby dragons right in front because they're going to tank for all those.
Okay. So, I get it. So you're dropping your minions first, your beta minions first, as far back as possible, letting them do, basically setting up a funnel, it sounds like. And then once they're getting close to the base, then you're going to drop your baby dragons to essentially tank for them. Exactly.
Okay. A lot of people are probably thinking, but that takes away their ability, their rage ability of when they're alone. This attack strategy is not based on any rage ability. You want to keep your minions alive, which are going to do 16 minions do so much more damage than any rage ability, which is the most important thing.
Okay, good advice there. Okay, want to press play and you can just kind of talk us through it?
Okay, yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so as I said, I saw the double cannon on the other side. I play the hero in the back and use his ability because I want him to be able to recharge by the time he gets there.
Okay.
He has another ability ready, which gives him more life. As you saw, I have the minions all on the back, kind of. In a line, and then I put all the baby dragons right in front of them with, I don't know if you saw the last baby dragon I just put.
Yep.
What I saw is one of them was very low health, and if he dies, I need to have another tank there to tank for my minions, which is why I saved that last baby dragon in case, because I didn't know which side they were gonna favor. They usually favor one side, and you have to be very careful with that because if you don't pay attention to that and he dies, your minions are gone in a second.
Yeah, and you can see just that was really good. So that's what you're paying attention to during this attack, right? You're holding back. You're always holding back 1 or 2 baby dragons and basically sending in reinforcements as needed.
Yeah, what I do is I keep 1 or 2 minions as well because of that long shot ability. You're going for the extra percentage. The buildings in this day hall, this builder hall, they go by percentage regardless of hit points. So if you get the most hit point building or the weakest one, they're both going to give you the same percentage.
Yeah, and look at that long shot ability. You almost got that archer tower down.
Yeah, so I mean, what I did is basically once the hero is down, you just got to pay attention to when the ability recharges. You kind of let him run its course, and every time his ability is able to, you recharge him. And then what I did was I saved that minion, and you could see that I got 2 buildings out of it.
Yeah.
So that 2 buildings could end up saving you, and if you have you place them correctly, you could get up to like 11 or some percentage.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to share another replay?
Sure. Let's get into another one.
Sweet. What do you find the most popular attacks are other than air? Like, you said the meta shifted offensively for most people. Where are you seeing most of the top players use against you?
Against me, a lot of people use barbarians with a bomber. Like they run, because at high levels you get a lot of barbarians. You get 45 of them.
Oh yeah. We just saw that on the first replay too.
So they put the bomber and they try to funnel in everything, which is what a lot of people do, which is why I set the traps like I did.
I gotcha. Want to watch this defense first, then we'll watch the attack?
Sure, we can.
Okay, cool.
Let me get on that defense. I went into the attack.
Oh, my bad. All right. Oh, it's the same attack strategy. Yeah, this is exactly what you were talking about here. So yeah, let's watch this. 3, 2, 1, play. And
so this guy I play on a daily basis a lot because he's at the top of the leaderboards. But if you can see the way that I arranged everything is so scattered that no matter what way he hits me, I'm always having something alive. If you there's a lot of people that make the common mistake of 2 cannons together, 2 air defenses together, which essentially for me, I'm like, thank you, thank you for putting them both together, because I'm just going on the other side.
Yeah.
And when you're playing a game of percentages, you can't give up any side. So this guy had the advantage of knowing where my traps are, because I played him like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So he knew, okay, I'm gonna stray away. But since I placed my crusher how I did, and I put some cannons on both sides, and I had the Tesla in a spot that usually people run Teslas in corners of the back of the base or something near the air bombs to keep it alive. Not that many people put it right next to a cannon. The guy thought he was like, all right, I'm gonna be slick with this and take out that 1 cannon, I'm good. Yeah. But the Tesla came up. It's all about playing mind games with your opponents.
And speaking of mind games with your opponents, you never show that base that we've been looking at on the leaderboard, right?
No, I always have my
fake base up there.
Yeah, I have my #1 base that I only pull up when I'm #1, and then I have my GG base when I'm not #1, because I can't have the #1 base.
Yeah, of course. So where would you recommend people find good bases then if all the top players rarely actually show what they're using?
You got to study your attacks, and you got to study your replays. So they can't hide a base if you attack them, which is
true.
So they got to have it at some point. So if you play someone, even if you lose, if you play someone that's 200 trophies above you, 150, or you see that his PV is a lot higher, study his base or study how he attacked you, and you could take his strategies, not copy them exactly, but adapt them to your playstyle, because everyone has a different playstyle.
Yeah, so, no, that's really good advice. Yeah, and just continuing to keep tweaking. Like, I imagine after this video goes live, you'll probably change up your traps again, right?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I try to change them every day a little bit. The ones on the edge, I don't really change, because, I mean, if they attack me through the other sides, odds are they're going to lose. So they don't really have that much of an option. But for example, today, as you can see, I have 1 bomb all the way on the north side.
Yep. I
didn't have that, but people started realizing what I was doing, and they would start attacking me from the north. So I put 1 push trap and 1 bomb on that side, that I originally had all my push traps and bombs on this side, on the south side.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And I'm always, even on regular basis, I've always advocated people like change up their trap locations, just to keep things fresh, So it's always a good idea. I'm hopped into this next replay, man. Okay, let me hop in it with you. Yeah. So I have it paused at the beginning here. I actually you dropped a couple of the beta minions, unfortunately. So we know where you attacked from, or at least where you started your attack from. But walk us through this base design. You know, it's similar to you in a lot of ways. You have the Crusher right smack dab in the middle, a little bit of a vulnerable or accessible builder hall, and of course the bombs, the air bombs on the opposite side of the base. So we can already tell why you came in from the southeast. Talk us through the rest of your thought process.
Okay, so remember, if you guys remember earlier in the video, I said don't put the firecrackers next to the archer towers and don't put both cannons together. This base has both things I said not to do.
Yep.
So what I said is, all right, he's got both cannons right in front of the firecrackers. I can't really tank anything with my hero. So what he's doing is he's giving me 2 free cannons that I'm going to take out with my air. And my hero is going to drop with a lot less possible damage. So I held off on my hero drop. If you remember the first one, I put it right away.
Yeah, yeah.
I said I can't go through the other side because of the air bomb, and I'm not going to put my hero on the other side because it has 2 double cannons also together. So I went through this way. I'm going to try and clear out the top of it with both cannons and the town hall. Once I figured that out, that was the best way to attack it, I funneled, as we did in the other video, the straight line. But since I knew I couldn't place my hero at the top or the bottom, I had to go to the side. Okay. What's the best way to do that? You go to the side that you think the Tesla is on. Not that it's not on, because odds are by the time it gets all the way to the other side, your hero is going to be dead, and that Tesla is going to rip through all your air. So
Smart.
So you see it has that gap. There's a gap there. And I could have been wrong. He could have not had it there and had a bomb, or I don't even know. I don't even remember if he actually does have it.
Yeah, but it's the obvious spot. Yeah,
it's what I'm taking my chances. So I put a baby dragon also on that side so that he could help. Instead of putting him with all the funnel, I placed him a little bit more on that side so that he could kind of help the hero as he moves towards things. And the hero's tanking archer tower as well. Well, he was supposed to.
Okay. All right, let's press play. I want to watch this now, man.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so yeah, here comes all your minions here doing their thing, and the baby dragon's coming in to tank from them, just like you talked about. And here you go. Here's the battle machine coming in.
Exactly. So you see, I thought the archer tower was going to be on long.
Yeah.
And he kind of stopped, and it didn't grab that aggro at first. But you can see him moving towards the archer tower because he's going to go all the outside buildings first. And then if you can see, I have all my minions free because they're being tanked by all the ones on the right are being tanked. That archer tower is being tanked by my battle machine.
Okay.
So it bought them so much time to actually take out the Crusher, even though I knew the Crusher wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
I knew that it's a percentage, and it's a percentage game.
So I'm going to pause real quickly. I'm at like 52 seconds right now.
Okay.
So here I'm going to pause. So basically, this is the second phase of your attack. You've taken down the builder hall. You've gotten the 2 stars. Now it's all about getting percentage. So how do you kind of plan this out here? Obviously, again, you're using the baby dragons to tank for the remaining beta minions. Anything beyond the obvious?
Yeah. So first of all, when you're deciding how many of each troop you want to save, it depends a lot on how much percentage you could get from the middle. As you can see on here, he has a lot of buildings on the outside. So it was more convenient for me to actually save more units because I knew I could attack the outside of his base and get a lot of percentage from it. If you don't see a lot of buildings on the outside, generally save 1 or 2 minions. Don't save a lot. So I want to go to the high hit point buildings with my baby dragon, not my minions, because odds are he's not going to take it out. So you can see I put the baby dragon on the clock tower.
Yep, I'm going to press play, by the way. You can walk us through it.
Okay. I'm at 47 seconds right now.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, so I put the baby dragon to take out those 2 buildings because they're the 2 highest hit point buildings. And then I put the minion on the back to take out those camps, which are 2 or 3 shots by him. I could get a lot of value. 6% per minion is a lot of value. Then I realized, okay, I can't go to the Tesla and I can't go to the Archer Tower because they're going to rip through anything.
Yeah.
So I tried to take out the Archer Tower on the other side because I know in a one-on-one, my baby dragon will take that out. and I'm playing percentages, as we spoke about. So that's the only real play I had. And then I'm taking advantage of the long shot, as you can see from my minions for any possible percentage. I'm not really going to try and get a lot from the middle because it's very hard. But as you can see, I cleared out every possible building on the edges.
Yeah, I really like that too. And you can see that obviously it paid off. You won by 3%, and it was all because of that smart sniping at the end.
Exactly. So, I mean, the higher you up on leaderboards, the more each building counts, because people don't play as aggressive. People try for the 71, the 75, and every building counts. As you're rising, it's something that you have to take into account.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously that exchange, that attack and defense just really just illustrated that perfectly. Dude, Erick, you've been a pleasure to have on, man. A lot of good advice, both defense and offensively. I'd love to have you back on, and best of luck, dude. I hope you hit global #1 soon, man.
Yeah, hopefully next time you have me on, we can show off the the global #1.
Dude, absolutely. If you even get close to it, go ahead and hit me up, and I definitely want to have you back on. Any other parting words? Any place that people can reach out to you? Any shout outs, anything like that, man?
Yeah, I mean, you could talk to me. I'm very accessible. I answer to everyone. If you need any tips or anything, on my Twitter at Erick, just like my name, Erick_Clash. And I have just 2 big shout outs that I want to give, and that's one to Matthew. He's usually at the top of the leaderboards with me. He's from Night Mode Clash. He helped me through a lot because as we spoke about, I wasn't that big into Clash. Yeah. And he kind of helped me with things you want to look for in bases and all this. So he's a great player. We usually kind of like boost each other. I'm first, no, you're first, now I'm first. So it kind of like, it's like a competitive but friendly.
Nice, yeah, it's awesome to have that too.
And he's really, I hope you guys see his attacks at one point or something. He's a master of hybrid attacks, so he goes ground and air at the same time.
Ah, nice.
So
I gotta get him on now.
Yeah, you definitely have to get him
the
on.
Audience, bro.
So, but he's also very accessible, and if you message me on Twitter, I can give you his to any fan that want to learn hybrid or anything. He's great.
Sure, we'll do.
And the last one is to Will. He knows he'll be watching. Great friend of mine since CR, since early days, and I sit on calls with him, and he actually helped me with this base a lot. We went through hours and hours, so thank you, Will, for helping me.
Awesome, man. Well, huge shout out to those 2 guys, and huge shout out to you for coming on, man. I appreciate it again, and definitely loved having you as a guest. So thanks, man.
Thank you so much, and I hope to be on soon.
No problem. So another huge shout out to Erick, and a huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. You can find his information in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun with it. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see different types of pro tips for Clash of Clans, whether it be builder base or regular base. It doesn't matter to me. I want to get more feedback from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.